So I'm at Busch Gardens and I'm taking a look at what's left of Rhino Rally, as it's mostly gone. So let's check it out. So I spent 2 years working at Rhino Rally, absolutely loved it, great time, but it's no longer around. But since I'm at Busch Gardens, I figured, hey, let's take a look and see what's left of it, what's still out there, if anything. So hey, let's have some fun. Here's what's left of it. Look, elephants! Now what's kind of neat with this is actually Rhino Rally's entrance. In fact, you can see that bridge hiding right back there. That's where we used to drive. And yes, I do remember that old girl right there. That elephant's been here for a long time. And she has a couple marks to help you identify that it's her. I used to come in and say good morning to her every single morning. But that is actually Rhino Rally's bridge right there. And see all that? And that is actually the entrance to the walkway that leads to Rhino Rally. Completely closed. There used to be a Rhino Rally Land Rover sitting right there, but it's not there anymore. Well, we'll try and get a little bit closer look down there later. So you can see Cheetah Hunt behind me. This spot actually heads out towards where Rhino Rally used to be. And while that trench isn't part of Rhino Rally, the section that you get to right after this trench is. So you kind of head up that curve right there, and then you dive down into these rocks, and it's actually the old riverbed. And if you look close as you go down, the old wreck with the wrecked bridge is actually on your right side. That's where we would come out of the water portion. You then snake through the old water portion, and you can actually come out of it again where the old trucks used to get stuck on the broken bridge and then go down.
Now obviously I can't shoot on-ride footage, which I don't. But thank you so much to Amusement Insider. This is looking at what Rhino Rally looks like now as Cheetah Chase zooms through it. Amusement Insider filmed this with permission of the park, and I'm so grateful for them allowing me to use it. So let's slow it down and take a little look at what all of that looked like. Here we are coming off the one brake run, and over to the left you can see some buildings there. That's actually the old pump house and maintenance shed for the water portion of Rhino Rally. As we come on down, you can see that water down below. That is actually the old retaining pond for Rhino Rally, where the water for the ride was stored. You then head on down into the ride itself, and as you come around, you can actually see the old portions of the wood bridge that was there when you pulled off onto the ride. So yes, you can actually still see these portions of the ride. That's actually where we would drive out of the water. And the bridge is still essentially there. You just don't see it as you were flying past it on Cheetah Chase. Cheetah Chase then heads down through the whole water trough. This is the wider area of the water. You can see even some of the old supports for the old machinery that used to be down in there that would move the water and move the trucks. You dive underneath the track, and then you really hit the trough. This is actually the old waterfall right here. That rock ledge sitting out, hanging out. This is what it used to look like when it had water and water running off of it. So you can still see the old waterfall. You can still, even in this picture, see the machinery that used to pull the trucks and the waterfall there. And now you're dashing past it real fast on Cheetah Chase. And then it is heading towards the beginning of the water portion. So you actually do it backwards on Cheetah Chase. And you hit the narrow canyons. And this would be where we would be acting like goobers and thinking we're going to die and hit the canyon walls. And this was just a really fun part of the water portion that we had here. And then as we come around this turn, we actually approach where the entry bridge used to be. That kind of rock wall you see there, that is where the breakaway bridge used to be. And you could see the waterfalls coming down. It would hit the bridge, it would break away, and we'd start floating. And that's what all that rock work is. It actually is on the other side of where the pump house and the other bridge was. And so the breakaway bridges would rotate through this area that we're going through right now and go from the end of the ride over to the beginning of the ride. And that's kind of a look there. Now, what's really neat is not only do they have the forward footage, but they actually shot reverse footage as well. And you can see some really neat things when you go through the ride backwards. Like this look down from the brake run. You can see crossing over and down into the trough. And then we're going to kind of make a dive down. Look to the left, you can actually see that broken bridge. And there's the other segment. Two big long segments from where we pulled out, and that would be what stopped the Land Rover. And then dashing through again on the upper left, you can see where that broken bridge was that we would catch. And the amazing thing is, Rescue 1 is still there. They actually still have the Rescue 1 truck. This is what it looked like when the ride was in operation, but I can't believe they didn't even move the truck. But you can't see it going forwards, you only see it from the reverse angle, which is amazing to me. Dashing through the canyons again, zipping back and forth, past the waterfall about right here, and then another look at the retaining pond. And this is again about where we would pull into the ride. In fact, if you look real close, you can kind of see a gap with the trees there. That's actually the old road that the Land Rovers would drive into and then up onto the breakaway bridge. So that is an amazing look at what it looks like today. So thank you again so much for allowing me to use that footage to be able to look back at the ride.
So you can kind of see where Cheetah Hunt comes up there, and it actually, at that point, it dives down into the old water portion of Rhino Rally and then comes back up again. But right there is actually the path that leads to it. You can see the old backdrop there, and that's actually a snack stand that was there. And the water portion is right behind it. And you can actually walk up and see the Land Rovers floating down the river. Now, the trees have grown in quite a bit since then, so you can't see it quite as well. And they unfortunately have the path blocked off. But that's actually the entrance. This would be the path where you would turn down and head in and get ready to board your Land Rover around the corner up there. And so you can kind of see Cheetah Chase through the trees there, and that's where we used to be. But the station would be down in there. I'll see if I can get a look without tripping on the vines here. And then the elephants would be the very first thing that we would see on Rhino Rally. So there's the old bridge again that we would drive up over. And we would come down the hill there, around the elephants, and there's actually a tunnel down on that other side that we would cruise through real quick. But if you look real close to the trees, you can see a couple of the old frameworks for the buildings. I'm hoping to be able to get a little look at it on the train, but we'll see. As you can see, the Skyride is not operating today because of weather. So I don't know if I'll be able to get much of a closer look, but we'll see what we can do. So kind of imagine the sounds of the Land Rovers going over that bridge.
The one thing I was not able to do on this trip was I was not able to get on the Skyride because it was closed due to the weather. So I was able to track down a couple of other online video clips that did actually look down at where Rhino Rally was in the last couple years. And you can see it was a wide open area. There's some pictures I took from other past Sky rides where you can see the road driving through, the Land Rovers going through. You can see what the buildings used to look like, and just a very nice, pretty area. Well, this is what it looks like now. You can see that the old road is actually starting to crack and break up and is now overgrown. You can see grass coming up through it. You don't see the animals out there. Some of the trees and shrubs are really kind of growing wild, and it almost looks abandoned, just plain ignored. It doesn't even look like they're using it for the animals anymore out there, which is kind of sad to see how much it's deteriorating already. And then there's this look here too, where you can actually go over the whole entrance area, and you see that even in the old entrance area, everything is kind of overgrowing it. It doesn't look anywhere near as neatly trimmed as it used to. It just starting to definitely take on that abandoned look. They've essentially covered up the entrance for the guests and have just left it to go and do whatever. Here's again looking down at some of the old tracks. This is going by the loading station. You can actually see the old brake tent there, and even all the plants around the brake tent are just overgrown and looking wild, and the whole thing's definitely starting to deteriorate. I don't know, I guess in some ways it's probably better I didn't get on the sky ride and see it, because that would have been kind of heartbreaking after spending so much time and us loving that ride. Even kind of some of the edge of the water here for the elephants is roughly done, and just look at the bad condition of that road. Just completely breaking apart and rotting away, and very obviously not used anymore. There were also a couple photos here that I'm very grateful for Busch Gardens Safari, BGT Safari, and there's links to all these places down in the description as well. You can see the old break room and station and what they used to look like here in my photos, and then this is what it looks like now. You can see just the debris left on top, the discoloring, and then when you actually look at the loading station itself, it looks like something that's just been kind of left to rot and not touched in years and years. Stained, gates are all gone, and just very obviously abandoned.
Okay, so those rocks right over there are actually part of the old Rhino Rally ride. That actually leads into the rhino pens right there. So the back gate is where the keepers would get to the rhinos, and I actually got to go back there a couple times. So when you go around, we joke about Mount Poop. It was actually right there that they kept in. And you see that the gates there, we would actually drive the vehicles in around on that little road that's right over there. And that's how we'd bring them into Rhino Rally. So in the mornings, you see that road? That was our wash station right there. And that's the road that we would drive the Land Rovers in the morning. Bring them in over there. So Rhino Rally used to sit right there. And that would be the back area where we put in the water buffalo and the giraffes.
Here are actually a couple little looks of what the rhino pens used to look like in the back of Rhino Rally. Yeah, as Rhino Rally drivers, we could actually drive right up to where the rhinos were and see them through the bars. That was pretty amazing. So there's a look back at Rhino Rally, what it was and what it is now and what's left of it. Yeah, pretty much abandoned and sad to see. Hope you enjoyed this look at it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all those who let me use their footage and photos. Don't forget to hit that like and thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do that and check the description for all the information there. Thank you to my patrons for your support as well. Thanks so much, and God bless. That is the old retaining pond that is the old retaining pond that water blah, 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 blah.
If you'd like to know about my merchandise, fan pages, and more, be sure to check the description below. If you'd like to know whenever I've got a new video posted, well, make sure you hit that button right up there and subscribe. If you'd like to watch another one of my videos, I've got a great one for you right here. And if you'd like to be like these wonderful people here and support me financially on Patreon, well, make sure you check the link right there. There's even some extra perks for them. Thank you so much, and God bless.